Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am the Inconsequential Runner, and we have with us again. I'm not going to even introduce you anymore, Coach Mark. You're a part of the channel. Coach Mark, hello.
Hey Darcy, how are you going?
Yeah, good. Really good. So for those of you joining us for the first time, these are conversations we have with an established running coach to basically ask the questions we want to ask of a coach. And Coach Mark, just to rekindle your memory, not that I'll need to do this, you have got a great memory. Um, we did a video on warming up just before, and we've had a couple of questions on the perfect warm up before racing. And so let's do one of those questions. And for those of you that, again, are joining us and you haven't seen that video, go back. I think it's one or two videos. And it's a 10-minute video on a warm-up routine that you can take to any race. But the question we've got, Coach Mark, is if it's a long race, so we're talking something over 2.5 hours, does that warm-up routine change? What should we be thinking of for those long races? So I think if we're talking 2.5 hours, we're talking maybe a half marathon through to those that might be doing a marathon. It'll be that sort of length of event. Coach Mark, what should we be thinking of, added to your other video, what should we be thinking of for an event that's going to take us over 2.5 hours in terms of the warm-up routine?
Well, that's a great question, actually, and I'm really glad someone asked that because got the perfect warm up actually for a long event. You know what it is?
Go on.
No warm up at all.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Nothing. Why would you? Why would you warm up for so? So I mean, you think of a long event, so say like a marathon, for example. I mean, the aim of the event is to make the finish without hitting the wall or slowing down. So why would you then run extra before the start? It would actually make no sense. So we're talking about an event where you're going to be running at your training pace or slower even. No point warming up at all. Best thing you can do is just sit down by the start line. You might feel actually quite stiff when the start goes, but that's okay. You know, that'll serve to slow you down. One of the main errors people make in a long event is they start too quick because adrenaline gets the better of them. So that's going to stop you doing that.
Right, right. And that was the question I was just going to ask. Look, you might feel like you're hemorrhaging time right at the start, but look, you're not, because your peak point is going to be within that 2.5 hours. You're going to be ramping up to your peak window, and you're
Yeah.
going to be ramping down from your peak window again, all within that 2.5 hours. So don't start to bring that on too early and then be running empty for a long time after. So no warm up.
Yeah.
Use that to help calibrate your start. You know you're not warmed up. It's a long event. It's a long 2.5 hours is a long way. A lot of things can happen in that time. And that includes catching those others that shoot away. And I know this, I've had that experience. They shoot away from the start. And then like an hour and a half later, you come back to them. You see them and you go, I recognize that person from the start. And you're doing faster than they are. So don't warm up. Let the start of the race serve as a warm up. Take it easy, and then just prime yourself, and then just get into the run. Is that
Yeah. That's it. That's it. You should feel almost you should almost feel a bit heavy on the start line. It's a good sign for a real endurance event if you feel a bit heavy, maybe a bit bloated because you've got all this fuel inside you from all the last few days. You think of yourself like a big cargo plane full of fuel, and you're sort of cumbersomely setting off, and you're gradually burning fuel as you go until you get the midpoint where you're really right into it and you're absolutely flying.
okay?
That's the perfect way to do it. After 20 minutes, you'll be well warmed up and well into it. 20 minutes has gone by. Better to have 20 minutes so you're 20 minutes into the race than having done a 20-minute warm up you haven't started yet.
Yeah, perfect. But this is for 2.5 hour events, 2.5 hours or longer. You're saying use the strategy for that type of race.
Yeah. If someone say there might be someone that runs a 2.5 hour event that might be, you know, a very quick marathon, and they've got heaps of endurance behind them, and they are very confident they'll make it, and they might be pushing the pace a little bit quicker than training pace.
Yes.
They can judge that if they need to do a little warm up. But for most of us, over that distance, and certainly for significantly longer than that distance, we're going to be setting off at training pace. And there's no need to warm up at all. Our adrenaline will warm us up anyway.
Perfect. So my next half marathon, if I was to run it, I'd be looking at an hour and a half to maybe, if it's quite technical, maybe an hour 40. In that case, I'd revert back to the warm up that you talked about in a previous video. Okay.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to wrap up with two things here. One is, Coach Mark, every time you mention something that I think would be interesting for another video, I make a note, carb loading. So let's park that for another video, but I made a note on that and how to prepare nutritionally for races. The other thing that I'll wrap this up with is, team, thank you for asking the question. If you ask any questions in the comments below, we will answer them. So yeah, if there's something that you want us to add to in one of the videos, please just shoot it in the questions below, and we'll answer them. Give us a thumbs up or a like, hit that smash that like button, and that's handy. Otherwise, again, nature of these videos, touch on a couple of key points, short, sharp, and then wrap it. Coach Mark, final words with you. Anything else you want to share, or is that goodbye from you?
No, I think that's it. Just think, long event, no warm up. Rest the legs until the gun goes.
A lot of people are going to be pleased to hear that. Yeah. Okay, next video, let's do workout exercises to do at the gym. So team, stay posted. If you want a pop-up notification, you know what to do. Just hit subscribe. And then when that next video lands, yeah, it'll let you know. But this is crucial. How to get the most out of the gym. What are the workout exercises you should be doing? Okay, team, catch up with you again soon. See you later.
See you guys.